Relentless Nation in the house. What's cracking lacking, everybody? Hope you're having a sweet evening. Oh, I guess also morning or afternoon, whenever you're watching this. But hey, so Monday afternoon, just reflecting here as wrapping up the day, and it was a sweet one. Actually, no, you know how like when you show up on a Monday, you're just not feeling it, right? Because you've had like a relaxing weekend, and it's kind of like a slow start. That was most definitely my Monday, just a slow start. Good things happening, but like I just didn't have like that kind of but nevertheless, just keep pressing on and going on there. But hey, so like on my calendar today after school, like I didn't have any any meetings, which is great, right? Because anytime I don't have any meetings after school, I'm like, man, like I can really get stuff done, right? Of course, there's always the whole email stuff, right? Those stack up during the day because there's you're not on emails during the day, but there's also other projects, so that's always golden time. But as I was walking back from doing guard duty, right, like I got my vest on, I got my stop sign. I don't know, like just something inside me was like, hey, just go in and just check in with teachers. I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna do that right there. And so I just went to one end of the school and just started to head up, and I would just knock on doors and see if anybody's in there. And it was great. Like I was able to just check in with the number of teachers, and man, it was an amazing, a beautiful time. I'm so glad I didn't just come back to the office and do work, which I probably still have many things to do, but this was so beautiful and it was so special. And I basically just asked two questions. One was, hey, like I just wanted to check on you and see like how you're doing. And I remember the one teacher, like when I opened up the door, she was kind of near it and she kind of like looked at me like this, and she's like, oh, like what did I do? Like, you didn't do anything. She's like, well, like why are you coming after school? And you kind of have a weird look. I'm like, what kind of weird look do I have right now? I'm like, there's no issue. There's no nothing. I just want to know like how you're doing today, right? And she was like, oh, okay. I thought maybe there's like a parent issue or something like that. But and like the first thing that the folks want to talk about is this is happening like in class and all these things. But then I would pause and be like, hey, so I actually want to know like how you are doing as a human. Like how are you doing emotionally? How are you doing right now? And I think that would just really made it a powerful moment. Just checking in with my teachers and just showing them love and care. And really, that's what keeps us going, right? Is when we know that we're not just a number, that we're not just here to do a job, but we are human beings that have emotions, passions, desires. And when those things can be cultivated, and I think that today that it does that, just checking in on them, I think it was awesome. And one of the other questions I actually asked one of the other teachers was, hey, so, from the beginning of the year, like we actually started off kind of rough as a school, just the culture started to unravel. And I'd love to share about that at a later time. But it really was kind of crumbling a little bit right there. And then I asked her, I said, hey, but since then until now, have you noticed a shift? Have you noticed a difference? And she was like, big time. The culture has been greatly changed and has been much more positive here. Teachers are much more happier. We all see the effort that you are making to address all of these needs. And I was like, yes. And I do plan on sharing more as the week goes along. And basically, I think that it's good to be honest about that, right, guys? So like as leaders, there's going to be times that we're making mistakes, and if we're willing to listen to people, listen to the concerns, and make the appropriate adjustments, and then ask for additional feedback and say, hey, is what I'm doing working? And if it's not, then let's go ahead and pivot more. That is worth it. And I do believe that those are the type of leaders that people really want to follow, that are going to be genuine, and that are going to be real, that are going to love them for who they are as a person and support them. And that's the leader that I aspire to be. I am still learning, and that's like, as I just basically said right now, like I made all kinds of stupid mistakes in the beginning of the year, but I'm most definitely recovering from that. So, all right, guys, well, my 5 minutes is just about up right there. So, hey, I hope you guys have a sweet evening. I look forward to connecting with you guys either through here by leaving a comment or on Twitter as we get to inspire one another. Peace.